Today on the Topic Show, Vivek on Keith Olbermann calling for the Supreme Court to be dissolved after ruling Trump could in fact run for office. Mark Cuban announces he will vote for Biden over Trump. Doritos hires a trans brand ambassador. CNN breaks down after the Supreme Court rules that Trump can run for office. Chicago to change offices to affordable housing and revamp them to attract businesses, maybe. Whole Foods to try small bodega-style stores. And GM to recall about 820,000 trucks due to a tailgate issue. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder released twice today. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, we have Chicago to turn offices into affordable housing. Now this comes to us thanks to Kara Reinhart, who's an editor at LinkedIn News, and apparently Chicago is going to be pushing forward with an estimated $1 billion plan to repurpose vacant downtown office buildings amid their commercial real estate crisis. Now it's funny how LinkedIn frames this. They say it's hitting every city across America. Funny. Not really in Texas and Florida. A lot of businesses are moving there from Chicago, places like Chicago. So, yeah, there are a couple overall trends. However, some cities are being hit a lot harder than others for obvious reasons with anyone with a modicum of intelligence. Now, the current mayor, although they run through mayors so much, finding out that they're corrupt, we'll see how long this current mayor of Chicago is. Mayor Brandon Johnson says that redevelopment plans were delayed due to high interest rates, but now has support of him in his office. This was conceived under his predecessor, Lori Lightfoot, who a lot of people would say allegedly is Beetlejuice. I don't want to say that allegedly because they had a striking similarity in their appearance. Now, they say they're going to turn empty office space into affordable housing as well as dining and other amenities. Chicago's central business district has a record vacancy rate last quarter, according to real estate firm Jones Lang Salih. Now, interestingly enough, a business actually investing in Chicago, which I'm not sure if they're drinking Bud Light, perhaps they're inebriated or they're not sober, but it looks like J.P. Morgan Chase that said they will renovate their Chicago tower, where it has about 7,000 employees, which they say that, quote, the bank's decision is a, quote, vote of confidence on the city's downtown, where the pandemic dealt a staggering blow to the office market and downtown offices that rely on foot traffic, unquote. That according to the Chicago Sun-Times, which, again, businesses aren't leaving in droves from Chicago because the offices aren't as pretty as they used to be. It's because they're enormously high taxes, high regulation, and it's also not a safe place to be and really hasn't been for decades, and yet they keep passing the same rules, laws, and voting the same. Things aren't going to get better anytime soon. Now, anecdotally speaking, I've actually worked with a couple of folks, well, I'm not over there, but I'm working remotely with some people who they actually reside in Chicago, and they'll have people quite literally committing crimes on, I forget what you call it, a little stoop in front of an apartment complex, but they have people committing crimes left and right. Police really don't do much there. Truth be told, Lori Lightfoot actually told them to, let the riots work themselves out. I believe it was during the pandemic lockdowns. And interestingly enough, they actually rerouted the mob from the financial district to housing. So it kind of shows you the mayor's priorities at the time. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, J.P. Morgan Chase also has more money than pretty much any other financial firm I could possibly fathom. They're one of the largest, most well-established banks. Again, they could certainly afford to reinvest that building. I'm pretty shocked that Chase is actually doing that. Now, granted, they have over 100,000 employees all over the globe, but for all that money, it would probably make a lot more sense to, take that office and all those people, just relocate them to a place where, hey, there's no income tax, a lot less burdensome for businesses. So I'm shocked that they're actually doing that. Now, in terms of changing the businesses to affordable housing, we'll see if that, statistically speaking, how that works long term in terms of the quality of the housing, what the rates of people moving out of those complexes, and hopefully they can get on their own 2 feet and they're able to rent on their own and maybe buy a house someday. But yeah, and then they're going to turn to restaurants and dining, which, yeah, we'll see about that. It'll be interesting to see what the future is for Chicago, but kind of like the Magic 8 Ball, I can't help but think the outlook would probably still say, not so good. Let me know, would you go to Chicago for a job? where you have to pay absorbent income tax, property tax. You also have the gasoline tax, which is heavily taxed in the state. And then you have all the, I would argue, unconstitutional gun laws as well that disarm civilians while letting the criminals run and roam free, while district attorneys allow them to do whatever crimes they want. Let me know, would you ever go to Chicago for a job? Or would you, if you're a business owner, would you ever open an office or remote site in Chicago? I mean, Lord knows I wouldn't, but I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up and thumbs down or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,